What up? What up, pools? Oh, yeah. We're here. We are here. I guess the big question is, where is 3.0?
In his easy hat. Let's get out of bed, Glenn. Well, you wouldn't expect Glenn to sleep in his spacesuit, would you? That is so 2.6. So, as you've noticed, Glenn is in his skivvies, so sleeping outfit. But in 3.0, and this is quite different than what we showed last year. We have a completely modular clothing system, so you can dress however you want. Previously it was like you either had your civilian outfit or your armor outfit. That's no longer the case in 3.0. You can do any combination you want, so you can put whatever.
We know that
different jacket, trousers, t-shirt,
we know that
long coat, armor. You can mix and match different armor pieces, different helmets, and everything. So let's pull up our Moby Glass.
Is it next week? Is it next month?
So the other thing you'll notice here, and in the Moby Glass, well, one of the apps will help us dress, but just to notice here in the Moby Glass, that's another big difference between what we showed last year and what we've put into the new 3.0, which is we've completely refactored the Moby Glass, which is your sort of, well, it's basically a smartphone in the future. And here's sort of the home screen, which I think we've shown on a few ATVs, but just to go through it, obviously that's how much money we've got, 125,000 UC. You can see in the middle what our heart rate is,
where the game is at, what state it's in.
We have this thing called the stamina system that we're introducing with 3.0, which tracks your stamina, so our heart rate indicates how exhausted we can become. And so if we're running around a lot, that'll go up, our stamina will go down. If we're injured, it potentially will go up too.
We know it's going to take
some time. And obviously, exerting yourself, running around,
we have our fingers crossed
affects that. Whether you're injured affects that. Also, what you're wearing affects that. What you're carrying affects that. So it's quite important in terms of, I think, immersive gameplay. And then to the right, we can see the external atmosphere reading. At the moment, it's 1 atmosphere, and we have a breathable atmosphere. So the other thing that we've added to 3.0 is we track the atmosphere you're in. So in the case of Levski, there's a breathable atmosphere inside Levski, but it's on map choice if you go outside. There is no breathable atmosphere. We also track the composition of the atmosphere, which you can see there. So there could be an atmosphere but poisonous to you, say a human. So either you need to be in a breathable atmosphere or you need to be wearing a suit, spacesuit, environment suit, whatever, that has an oxygen supply or you will die. So that's not very good. And then on the rest of the homepage, if you've got your currently selected vehicle, you would have the status of that, your track mission, and then if you had your suit, that would be the status of the suit, how much oxygen you've got.
Okay, how's my audio now? Much better.
What the suit's got, how much your tank's got. So here on the bottom are where all our apps are. So the first app on the top left is the Contract Manager. Now the Contract Manager is where you'll get the various jobs or missions, however you want to think of it, in the game. Big move, big thing for 3.0 is we've completely moved away from the old missions that we've had and moved into Subsumption, which runs both our missions and our AI. So that's a AI.
I think we all tend
that's a massive undertaking. I think we had about 16 missions in 2.6. In 3.0, we have, I think, about 26 different archetypes of missions, and beyond that, they can be combined in different combinations, and there's a large amount of procedural missions, so literally there could be millions of missions that you do in 3.0. It won't stop. So it's not like you have 16 finite missions you do and you're done. There's missions to escort, missions to deliver something to locations, missions to go and get something from a location,
what I do to kind
missions to
of
investigate
feed myself, feed that anxiety.
whether someone's dead on a wreck
look
or
at
not,
the
identify
content,
them,
check ATV out,
take someone out, clean up
check with other
pirates,
streamers,
and there's these
get
templates
information on
that can be
what's
put
going
together in
on as
different
much as I
combinations,
can.
and on top of that, we can also have some missions that will be created where there can be
pretty
a
much
mission
get
for
myself
one
involved
player, and
with,
then another player is given a mission in opposition to
wherever I can. And
that.
speaking
So
of
there's a lot of potential for
there's going to be
ongoing
another bar
gameplay in
citizen
3.0 that wasn't in
come
2.6,
Saturday.
which is important
Around
because
Saturday
now we have
evening, I'm not sure of
persistence.
the times,
So
but
you need to
can
earn
check
money
on,
to keep your ship
Discord.
repaired
There's
or
going to be
to
a
keep it
bar
rearmed.
citizen in
I mean,
Atlanta
no longer
again.
free missiles or no longer free fuel and
And
all the rest of the stuff.
Extra good news
Well,
with
you know, that's a game. You got to earn your money to keep your ship
coming
going.
from Commander Hellfire,
there'll be much more of a game
also
mechanic.
talking to the
So
waitress at the time
here's where we
were
would
at
have
the
the
last
various.
bar
So, like for
citizen.
instance, this is just a simple one, a collection from Yella.
As you
Customer requires
all
medical
know or may
supplies,
not
crate to be
know,
collected
they
from an outpost on Yella and delivered to Koala Sock. So between this and between trading, where you can buy commodities at one location, take it to another and sell it, there's a whole sort of beginning of a dynamic economy that we can run. So besides the various jobs that we can select here, there can also be offers that we're getting from individuals. And by the way, in 3.0, it'll just be from the game and NPCs. But going forward, players will be able to also put missions up here and give off, basically make offers to other players. So let's see if we got any offers.
That's on the horizon.
So here we have, there's a job opportunity and Eckhart Security, if anyone remembers Miles Eckhart from last year. So he is one of the 2 mission givers in 3.0. And he says another job's popped up, thought you'd be a good fit, so we probably should go and talk to him about it. So we'll accept that.
Hey, where are you? You're supposed to be here. You said you were going to stream tonight.
Talk about it.
This fool, the other fool, Commander Hellfire, is playing Diablo.
Then the other sort of tabs we have is this one for our sort of repair, restart,
as a dedicated wingman, I can't let the show go by the wayside. Now, Dr. Mojo Rising, there is your slack.
Like Levski or Port Olisar. Over here, the next tab will be the vehicle works. It's probably live on Tayar, but this is you'll be able to modify and
with the game itself,
change out equipment on your ship very much like you can in the Arena Commander app
getting out there and getting
we also have a journal, although we haven't really done anything at the moment. Just beginning. And then we have
there's a lot of things that they have to correct, but
we'll show you in a little bit.
they're pushing in
Star map, which we'll show in a bit. But we'll go to the player manager app right here,
what the issues are, and as they get that information back,
so we're in the skivvies. This is why we went to the Movie Vice in the first place. So let's put on some trousers.
I mean, they really know that they need to get this out and
maybe a
get it in our hands, so then they can go on with the next few
very
updates,
fashionable to go
such
outside.
as 3.1, 3.2, and then also keep in mind that
in 3.0, there's actually quite a lot of clothes that we've added for people to dress and customize themselves how they want. All right, Glenn, let's turn around. And one other sort of major interface feature that we've done, which we talked a little bit about in ATV, is what we call the player interaction mode. And if any of you guys have been down on the show floor and played a little bit there, I think you started to use it, but it's everywhere. It's our unified way of interacting. So you hit F, and you move the mouse around. Anything you can interact with will be highlighted. The action will have an inner thought, potentially there'll be more than one action. And it's how you press buttons, open doors, pick up an item, interact with your cockpit. So you no longer have to remember all these shortcuts. So when you're in your cockpit, there are physical buttons to do everything like deploy landing gear, open the canopy, all the rest. So of course, there still will be the shortcuts, but for a new user experience, I think it's much more friendly. So here we are outside our Easy Hab. And one other small feature that we've added, which is, well, there you go. Movement. Use mouse wheel, up mouse wheel, speed. So we can control our movement speed with the mouse wheel, which, in a PC FPS game, normally WASD, you're either running or you're not running. So this sort of allows us to control our speed. So if we're in a social situation, we don't want to be running around, say, inside the bar. But when we want to get somewhere fast, like get to the bar, yes, we may want to run. And you also notice the hint system that came in. So the hint system is something else we've added to 3.0. to make the experience much more friendly for new players. We're hoping there'll be quite a few new people in 3.0. And here, so we're in Levski. We obviously saw this last year, but what we didn't see last year is AI moving around, doing things. In that case, sitting down. I think if we look, yep, he's checking his Mobiglass. Maybe there's a guy, there's a maintenance guy doing some work somewhere. I guess not now. That's the nature of AI running around. There's about 200 AI running around Levski at the moment. And it's the beginning of subsumption. Subsumption AI is what we're using in Squadron 42 and we'll be using in the PU. It's very much a Sims type AI, so people have schedules, they go to sleep, they get up in the morning, they go to work, they go get lunch, etc., etc.
Okay.
All right, so let's go down. I guess if we follow him, we'll see he'll probably, maybe he's going to use the, no, he's going to check it out.
I think now with the game,
he's going to get his little thing out, and he's going to do some work on it. There you go. All right, let's go down to Cafe Musa.
Really need.
So in 3.0, there is sort of basic AI moving around, doing things, shopkeepers, bartender, mission givers, but it's just the beginning of what we're putting on, and it's going to be much more fluid and more sophisticated as we go down. Again, we use the user interaction mode for everyone. Here we're in Delamar, as you can see, there's a fairly big amount of change in the sort of space landscape. This is actually how Delamar is meant to be. It's a very large asteroid in a big asteroid field. So we have some pretty large asteroids up there. There's a couple that are 20 plus kilometers inside.
Whether it's pirate interaction, stealing cargo, successfully getting that cargo to where it's supposed to go and making profit off of it. And then we start seeing the economy push. We start to see the lifeblood and pulse of the economy start to grind and start to live.
Makes the lighting much better.
That's the part of Star Citizen that makes it a real game.
Shops are available throughout the Grand Prix. And one of the nice things, so with 3.0,
for me, I like
between
that.
this and last year, we filled out all the shops
taking
in
cargo
Levski
from one
and added
point to
some
the
stuff
other, making
in other places like Port Alisar. So, for instance, there's shops
and using that as my resource to
items
build
and
up
weapons.
and to empower myself to do other things such as
but let's go and
fortify
find
my
Niles
armor, my weapons.
so besides clothing shops, armor shops, personal weapon shops, there's shops for ship items, and
my ships,
in the next release 3.1,
weapons for my
we will have ships that you can buy as well.
And then going forward,
that will be
broadening that scope
trifecta.
of it to give back as a tie to my organization, to build the organization up, to build that, to fortify a fleet.
All right, well we're gonna switch to Glenn's partner to find
cargo
Miles.
and
Miles
economy
is for us.
I think it's the heartbeat of this game.
Glenn, are you down here?
I think that is so important for that to really work in order for this to say that it feels alive and it's really working the way it's supposed to. And I mean, because I think when it's all said and done,
glad you could make it. Grab a seat.
We're not gonna. I cannot see us as just dogfighting in this game.
Time to time,
die,
jobs find their way
fight,
to me
die, repeat,
Orthodox
fight,
requests.
die, repeat. You're gonna run out of resources.
Let's just say
very quickly.
they aren't the kind of ops you
There's
can give to just anyone.
even the dogfighting.
Require a very
even
specific
people who
type
want
of person.
to do first-person shooting.
Mutual friends have told me that
it's
you
gonna
might
be
be
a
one of
point
those
where they
precious
have to
few who are
stop,
capable of completing a
back into
contract
the
without
grind,
question.
Start building up their resources
wrong.
and
We can leave it
doing
at that.
such. Now,
Enjoy a
now,
drink,
granted,
my
I'm talking
spectacular
about
company for a few
the
minutes.
people.
We'll
or
part ways with the
individuals
understanding
who
that this
are
meeting never
kind of
happened.
like not into large groups.
If I'm right,
people who are probably like
I might just have a gig that I could use you
I
for.
would say mercenaries, contract workers. In
So
the game,
again,
it's
the player
well, I want
interaction
to
mode
just fill
is
the
for this
game out
again.
and just
So we can either be
not be
interested or
ordered to
not,
go
but we're
here,
interested
not ordered
obviously,
to go
otherwise
there.
it would be a
Just
short
I
demo.
want to go.
One of the many services Eckhart Security provides is as independent investigators. Sometimes that means extracting black box data, pulling data pads from wrecks, or even looking for missing persons. Different day, different job.
Over time, you're going to see
what my
the
dad always said.
establishment of organizations. But essentially,
Sending you the details.
When it comes to that single individual player, it's whatever he's doing, whether it be Merc or
retrieve black box.
Yeah, that sounded good.
So his mission, a government witness has been transported across the system to testify in the trial of major syndicate boss. When the transport was shot down, the lawyers want to prove that they were targeted by syndicate assassins. So they're paying good money to retrieve the black box, which recorded the crime. Unfortunately, it's highly likely that if the syndicate did organize the hit, they'll be sending some people to retrieve the black box.
Everything the data, so you'll have to hurry. You're doing in the game.
All right, it's a pretty hefty contract, so it's probably pretty risky. It's also, this is actually an example of a opposition mission where there'll be another group going for it.
If they really get that going, I think we can really get a good feel of what the game is going to be like.
I had to talk to that card.
Okay, so
he just gave us a mission.
Allow us to go
you're a guy?
And search out certain things and find.
Why not? I want to try something different.
Whether it's exotic type of items that we can really get
what do you think of my look?
Return.
Okay, so hold on, guys. So one thing that we're going to show here, and this is a feature that we've put into the game. It's not going to be in 3.0, but it will be soon afterwards. Two things. One, which is
you have a character
VOIP.
that you really have to take care of. You gotta be conscious
and the
of what
other
you
is
do.
what we call face.
Great.
You're running and gunning in the game. And
face over IP.
Get up, and then you're back in the mix. Even with running,
hold up,
you
guys.
have a stamina system.
Anyway,
you have to monitor how you push yourself.
We have to get a black box.
You may have to run towards
cover.
Hey,
guys, just pause for a second, please.
Just to be able to
me or not?
duck from cover, but then gather your
all right,
energy,
so hang on a second. We'll just
so you can refocus again.
Guys, can you pause? Just pause for a second. Hold. Pause for a second. Okay, so sorry, we got to coordinate because we have Melissa who's down in the basement as another player, and we have Glenn here. So, but we have what we call face over IP, which is a combination of diegetic, voice over VoIP. So wherever we say, like,
so worked up about
Melissa, can you back away talking, please?
When I realize now that this game is
right. So, like I was saying, we have this mission. We got to get a black box.
Really get it ironed out.
It's from Daymar.
But I think
it shouldn't take too long.
CIG
and I know the perfect
really have to not say take it easy, but I would say hey, catch your breath right after 3.0, just dive right back in and start getting that download content back to us so things can be built out. And in regards to quarterly,
now, Melissa, can you come forward talking and then go to Glenn's right?
I kind of took it in a way where when they said with the Delta patching, you're going to get content of 3.5 download bits here and there. You're not going to have to do the whole entire 20, 30 gigabyte downloads that we did in the past. But I'm looking at
so if you notice that, so the voice is fully diegetic. It's in the
systems in the game.
Especially because John's a really good pilot.
Patches quarterly.
Okay, all right. All right, back to in front of Glenn, Melissa, and give me a second before we go to the next stage. So it's fully diegetic. It's in the world. If it's to the left, it's you hear the voice to the left. If it's to the right, you hear the voice to the right. Or if you actually have 3D sound, you hear it behind you. It goes away in the distance. If you have a helmet on, it will become filtered and it will shift to comms. So that's part one. And the other part, which you've sort of seen a little bit that's happening here, is once we put that into the game, we sort of realize that if you don't have the face and the your lips moving when you're talking, not only that, to try and sort of see more of the emotion, it feels really weird in a game that has the fidelity that Star Citizen did. So we've been working with a company called Faceware to put their live tracking SDK into our game, so we can drive our head rigs, and we have an advantage that we have this live rig technology that we've developed to work for Squadron 42, and then we're using the PU. And it's what drives Miles Eckhart, it's what drives all the stuff in Squadron 42, what drives the shopkeepers, and the advantage of that is that it has various poses for the faces, and as long as you can decode quick enough video coming in, then you can drive the facial stuff. So here we go.
In order to really catch up to say, okay, it's fully finished, it's fleshed out, we have all systems online. That's not even talking about...
And Melissa, do you want to pull up your debug window so they can just see it tracking on your screen?
As we all know, a lot of us are really big on the exploration.
There we go. So, if you can see, there's Melissa down in the basement.
Big deal. Right there with, parallel with cargo. Exploration is,
and the nice thing with the tracking here is that it's really, really smart. We don't have to train it. It will recognize your face, and you just have to do one calibration looking at the center. It works with it works with standard webcams, and if you have a better webcam, it will work even better. So these ones are ones we'll tell you about in a little bit. And then we have one more feature because this enables us to track heads. So Glenn, maybe let's switch to Glenn.
A woman, person.
So let's switch to Glenn's view.
To go
and get a camera on Glenn.
That's the rush.
Okay, and then Glenn's view. There we go. Now Glenn, turn on your head tracking. Okay, so now on top of that,
that's an adrenaline.
So
it's eye-opening. It's something to behold as far as something exotic.
So it's essentially has the track AR functionality because we track the head as well, and it's quite useful, say, when you're in a cockpit looking around for situational awareness, and also, honestly, in these sort of situations, if you want to nod your head without having to move the mouse, it's pretty good. Okay, shall we get back to our mission?
Oh yeah. What's that mission about?
That's the part of
Were you not listening?
That intrigues me so much.
We need to get a black box at demo.
And then I think if you
my apologies, it's just a little busy in here is all.
I think there's a few 2 to 3
So should we get some weapons?
You're right.
Chris sent out this arcade version of their concept of what exploration was going to be like. It was an arcade game. And I mean, playing that arcade.
So I guess we should get some weapons.
Let's go.
It was intense.
Yep.
In regards to how
specifically the
hard it was to get so far. And I think
dang, you want to blow some things up,
what he was trying to translate was that if you're going to really get into this exploration.
And so, I mean, the idea, yeah, we're doing our silly QA banner here, but the idea is when this features in, you and your friends could be running around talking to each other in the universe, which I think will help because it's much better to talk rather than type in a chat window. And because it's in the universe, you can hail people nearby, you can talk to people. So yes, you can use TeamSpeak or Discord or Mumble or something like that, but it won't be diegetic, and it also won't allow you to sort of talk to someone you meet in a bar or have all the channels set up diegetically for our game and universe. Right, so here's an example of one of the additional shops.
I don't think they're going to give away goods that quick.
In Levski.
You know, they said that your name is going to be engraved in.
And if you notice, here's one other thing is you can actually see in multiplayer everyone using their Moby Glass. So if she purchases whatever she's looking at, Melissa, this is over there.
Well known.
You got it?
So with that said, there's going to be a bunch of us that's going to have just, I mean, the Reclaimer is going to love us. I mean, the ones of us that are so dedicated to exploration, the Reclaimer is going to really make a haul.
You know it means business when it has a skull on it.
Ships.
Yep. It's pure evil, which is perfect.
You're scary.
Can you guys hear me pretty good out there?
You finished back there?
Yep. Got some other stuff too.
Okay, the background. Okay, let me mute.
You all set too?
How's that?
Yeah.
We just got a few
Better?
Great. Let's
so
go.
make sure to check them out.
Mute
Nah,
the
good.
background video, please. Turn it way down.
Ladies first.
How's that? Is it better? Can you guys, let me see. Okay. Make some adjustments.
Okay. So, if we're going over to Daymar, we're going to need a pilot.
Yep. I already told you. John.
Who's he again?
He's a guy I used to do some missions with back in the day. He has a constellation. The Aquila specifically. You can transport things really easily.
So, what are we doing?
We need to get some ship items. Numbers Depot.
Okay, I hope I
If you
made
don't mind anyway.
Sounds
Can't he buy it
John's
himself?
not expecting us for a little while.
sounds the same to me.
What was that, Glenn? Sorry, I cut you off.
Is it better?
Oh no, I was just listening to the woman.
Asuda Shinzo, is the mic better?
Oh,
Is
don't
the
talk
sound
to them.
better?
They just try to sell you things.
Just give me an 07 if it's
So
better.
anyway, so this,
Chat.
Dumpers Depot is on Levski. There'll be several other shops in 3.0 where you can buy various things like shield
Found the one I
generators, coolers, power plants, and certain ones to upgrade your ships to make them better, because we have different grades of equipment with item
ready to
2.0.
go yet?
And you'll be able to buy ship weapons, and also at
Let's
the
see.
various admin desks,
Some
there's
adjustments.
commodity kiosks and
ignoring me?
stuff.
And I gotta test this stuff out.
All right, should we go?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we should probably go.
Yeah. We're just wasting time here. I'm already
Yeah,
done.
Are we better?
Patience? What is that?
Exactly. Move it, you.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check.
You know, by saying that, it's a bit hypocritical, don't you think?
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
So I'm thinking,
No,
we get
no,
to the top
no.
level,
Okay.
take the rover,
Is it better?
and we drive it to John.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Bringing it up.
Because I'm not walking on Daymar.
No, no, no.
I hate sand.
I've never been to Daymar.
Getting
There's
to
sand.
you'll be my ears.
Everywhere.
Is it better now?
So I've heard.
Okay.
Do you think there will be a sandworm there?
About now.
Not another word.
That would be awesome.
There's a few in danger.
Don't be scared, Glenn. I'll protect you. I just bought a railgun.
All right.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you think the video and mic are linked? Oh no. Okay, let's see here. Okay.
So we're going to head to the upper area of Levski, which is a totally new area, and it's where you connect to the outside and also the garages. So we just got to go up one more level. It's,
Let's see something.
Nice jacket, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, is that better?
okay, so here we are on the
Is
very
that-
upper level.
Can you hear me a little better here now?
So
think
I will
I,
get into my suit, and you.
Let's see. Mike.
Yeah, no worries.
So Glenn's going to go up to the vehicle valet station, and this is where you summon your vehicles. So in this case, a rover to the garage, but if you had a ship, it would be to the hangar or the landing pads. And this works in concert with the air traffic control system, the ATC system, that is also new to 3.0, because now there'll be lots of players and landing zones. We don't want people to just hog a landing pad and ruin it for everyone else. So you have to request a landing spot. You get given it. You've got to land it within a certain period of time. When it landed there, your ship gets taken into the sort of big ship storage of whatever the landing zone, and then you call it back up through vehicle valet, which is what we just did for the rover, and it will be in a garage, because with landing zones that actually are connected to a moon or in this case an asteroid planetoid or a regular planet, you'd have one.
Ready to go.
So here we are, we're getting dressed up. So outside of Levski and Delamar, there is absolutely no atmosphere, so we better put a spacesuit on. Putting a tasty blue and white number Explorer outfit, which is new for 3.0, as is what Melissa will be wearing. Well, he's got a helmet on, but and also you'll be able you'll be able to save out your predefined loadout. So you know, whatever you want to call it, your Sunday best. But he's looking quite dapper there.
And clear.
You still read me?
Yep.
So now you'll notice the voice is filtered because it's over comms in the helmets.
You're welcome.
I wanted to do it.
So here we are outside. You see all that little AI wandering around here. What's happening? So let's go out. The garages are to the right. We can see Melissa's actually getting into one of the rovers. But let's just take a look. So we're outside in this massive asteroid field, which is really quite great. So we've done a fair amount on the space landscaping in 3.0. So one other thing, Glenn, do you want to pull up your Moby? Look at the atmosphere out here. Glenn doesn't like it when I do that because this can be quite risky. He's died a few times when we did the run-throughs for the press. So as you can see, there's zero atmosphere out there. So we'll just go to take his helmet off. Okay, well wait a sec. Save changes. Equip. Okay. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, do it. Save it. All right, if I left that a bit too long, we've done it and Glenn's died. And then he has to respawn and come all the way down, which makes it a bit slower. But rest assured, if he let it off longer, then he would have asphyxiated.
Yeah, I just nearly had a total recall moment. You all strapped in?
Yep. Let me just give John a call.
Looking good. For a dude.
Thanks.
Full screen for the call, maybe. Okay, so as you can see on our Moby glass, the communications that we showed, no, the other way, the other view, thank you. So we're calling.
We do. For Eckhart. That guy is so lazy.
This should be interesting then.
Yep. We're at Levski. Are you nearby?
Yeah, I'm just pulling into Levski now. I'll meet you at the landing pad.
In fact, we can pull up
Great.
where
We'll
he
see
is
you
in the constellation pool, maybe. Too late, but But pull them up. So anyway, we can video. We showed the secondary viewport and render the texture stuff. So that's the example of it. We opened up a comm channel to another player flying in his constellation over Delmar and talk to him face to face, which is the reason why we were doing a lot of this secondary viewport stuff, to have video comms between players in different ships, different locations, as well as the holographic stuff that we showed. So let's go meet John. And as you can see, Delamar's had a lot of work. The team in Germany, the environment team's really been working hard on it. It also uses all the most recent technology improvements we've done for the planetary tech. So in any one of these views, there'll be about 100,000 interest objects. So small rocks, big rocks, whatever. You call them stalagmites going up? I can never remember. I think it is stalagmites going up. But, you know, obviously if we were on something that was a little less arid, you know, it would be different kinds of ecosystems. So say you have forests or grass plains or mountains or hills or oceans. But here we go. There we go. All right, and here we're coming. Here comes John in the constellation. And it's not just a constellation, it's actually a constellation Aquila. Up. John needs to, yeah. John, I think you need to line up a bit better. There you go.
Easy does it.
That's a big boy.
All right, let me out here.
How's that? Trademark? Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Think I'm on to something here. Okay, Mike, let's see. Okay, can you hear me now in chat? Oh, yes. Oh, 7, baby. Oh, yes. Finally. Okay. 3.0. Where was I? What will make 3.0, not just getting it in our hands, what will make 3.0 feel like a real game for us? Cargo, working cargo, economy. Again, I stress this. Whatever profession we decide to get into, and if we're not a part of a large org, or sometimes we may not want to stay connected all the time to a large org, let's put that scenario out there. Well, it could be a Friday night. And say, well, I just want to casually play. Whatever profession you're in, you have to leave that profession and get back at some point in time back to hauling cargo and making money for yourself, unless your super large org throws money at you and say, hey, here's money, do this. But again, it goes back to that immersion. Why did they do all this tech in regards to having the character walk to the cargo, grab it, pick it up? Because people like to do things like that. We like the details and stuff. So going back to just being able to maintain your resources, replenishing them, repairing them, having items on stock, on hand, just to say I have it just in case I need it. It's there. and you have to provide for yourself. You have to have your cargo to take and get resources from it. You got to have you want to have an excess of cash or money, UEC, United Earth Credits. You need UEC to make things happen for yourself. And I think even with the large org, it'll be a point or from the beginning where they say, hey, you got to hold your own. You're part of this organization. You hold your own. So it's going to come back to cargo and how you haul that cargo. And whether or not you're successful with that cargo, you're going to need it or have to depend on it even more in regards to, well, I lost cargo, I was robbed, pirates got me, what do I do? Well, thank God I got an org member that I can borrow a ship from. They're going to have me do some missions for them. I'll make a little 10% cut. I'll take that 10% of whatever is left of those hauls that I've ran for my org member, use it to buy me another starter ship or repair the existing ship. You're gonna need money to keep your insurance up as well. Cargo, that's the lifeblood of this game. I think this is I kind of like the grindy stuff when it comes to that. It's fun for me. You're gonna find in the game there's gonna be masterminds. Just have people, hey, get in that ship, run that. You get 25%, bring it back to me, give me my 75%. I'm good. Me, I want to get in and grind. I don't mind it because you never know what you're gonna find along the way. You know, you got it. In life, you gotta sometimes enjoy the trip and say it was worthwhile, as opposed to say I'm not gonna go through that. Because in this game, there's going to be a lot of things that we encounter that's going to be so unexpected. So with that said, I'm looking forward to the cargo aspect of 3.0 and how it dictates what planet gets what, how the economy will dictate what to what planet in regards to if this planet is getting enough resources, it will flourish. If it's not getting enough resources, it will decay. Literally, it will decay, and you'll see something of almost like an abandoned areas run down. I mean, even Chris said that if this planet or this city is not getting what it's supposed to, you'll see it start to decay, and then it becomes a breeding ground for pirates and crime, literally crime, and especially at night. They say those day and night cycles are going to have a big effect on things. Hey, we're both broke, okay? Oh no. Okay, Commander Hellfire, he's playing Mad Scientist tonight. He's building a monster, and I'm thinking he wants it to live, so he's building a monster PC tonight. Oh boy, trouble. Oh boy, yeah, that's his fetish, building PCs. He can't help himself.
As you can see, by the way, Daymar is much larger than Delamar. I think it's maybe 1,000 or so kilometers. But
yeah, with 3.0, I think we're gonna see. We're finally going to get moons. We're going to finally be able to land on the moon surfaces, because right now we don't really have planets per se in the game. They're pretty much barren masses of just dust and some natural things that occur, lightning storms and whatnot, dust storms. But I think going forward, I think now is the time to start
learning about the Stanton system, and then start learning about the next system or the neighboring system to Stanton. And I think it will give us a little lead into what they may be building next in regards to are we going to start seeing a system or planets with fauna and flora when they start getting us the Delta Patcher. I can't wait for that. But then with 3.1 and 3.2, we're going to see more ships, a few more ships. But then we'll be getting the mining mechanic. Now that's another profession I didn't mention earlier, and that's mining. So that kind of circumvents all the things I said about cargo. When you're talking about a MISC prospector, for example, that's one of the ships I have, where you can be a miner, an independent miner, and just search out planets with an escort, of course, because this ship does not have any types of weapons. And unless you can use the drilling laser as a weapon, hopefully you can. But with that said, you can circumvent having to do that grind. It will be a quicker way for you to possibly a quicker way for you to get to resources by digging up maybe essential gases, minerals, and hauling it back and selling it off. And it may be at a higher price point than some of the cargo that could be a little risky to run to certain planets. Okay, Commander Hellfire said, is 3.0 out yet? I would say yes and no. It's out to the Evocati, Commander Hellfire, but not to the PTU or live. Right now, they're going through a major grind down on the bugs with 3.0. It's a lot of content that they're running into, and I think pretty much Chris is directing that show on how they want to attack and approach the problems with the bugs. And I think they're also trying to get it to a point where we have a certain number of live people in the server. Well, it was recently said it was like we got up to like 60 people in the server, and I don't think that will be enough in regards to just getting them in the server. But I think at that point, if you're able to get them in and sustain them and keep everything stable, I think with that comes the optimization of that, where you have to have a certain degree of frames that are running pretty efficient for all these backers in one instance. So I think that was a successful test for them, being able to maintain and hold that, because I think at one point, I think you even said it, Commander, that they can only get it up to 24 to 25 at one time in the server, and that you stress that this does not qualify it to be an MMO, sort of say, or officially or unofficially. Am I right on that? Oh, okay. Question. WTF? Oh, that's the wrong show. Why hasn't there been a CQ's podcast? Oh, answer. Commander decided to play Diablo 3, and he said, hey, he wants to do 2 shows today. I mean, not today, but this week. So I think he forgot. He totally forgot. I tried to remind him, and I said, well, I'm going to just go ahead and try to get a little bit of practice in and just talk about the game, because it's been a while since we've been on. But we are back. We have not gone anywhere. We are back. He said, I give you. What? He said, I give you. But I think once we see 3.0, I think it's going to be the excitement. There's going to be that excitement of open space, and then it's going to be that excitement of finally I can land my ship on a piece of rock, and I can get out, and I can get out the ship with my friends. I can look around and see what's going on. I want to try and climb up as far as a mountain or a cliff as I can until I cannot. I want to hang out here for a while and see if I can talk with my buddies. I want to see the sun set. I want to see the sun go down. I want to see the night and day cycles in the game. And then I want to run around and see whatever the hell I can get into and encounter. But again, once we ourselves mature and become acclimated to the gameplay, I think then it's going to take on its own life as well. But again, I'm going to stress that we got to have that cargo and that economy working, the commodities. So I think with all the features in this game, I think it's going to be enough to hold us. I think when they talked about the mission givers, I think that's going to be a work in progress, even though they said that it's almost limitless. It's almost the combinations that they can use to make it somewhat different. But I think with that said, there's going to be, with me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I'm feeling that it's going to be slight differences. But I think with given time, I think they're going to go in and really tweak out the missions and really change and modify them to the extent that they're going to be so dynamic and changing that they're going to attach one mission to the other, so it's basically you're progressing through a branch. And I think that's the unique thing about Star Citizen in regards to how you approach objectives, basically is known as mission givers. These objectives will be dynamic, they'll change, they'll be fluid. I think they will be intelligent enough to adhere to, let's say, your profession. I'll go back to the profession. If your profession is a mercenary, I think, and I say that this is fair because it makes common sense that the cream of the crop, or the top tier, or the elite type of mercenaries or first person shooter players, those elite type of players who are really skilled, they are going to start to see, based on their reputation and their skill set, they're going to have missions that come to them that's going to be more complex than just run-of-the-mill type of first-person shooter experiences. I truly believe that, and I think as they start to see, when I say they, I say as CIG begins to look at what we are doing in the game and how we are excelling, that I think they will be able to modularly change the mission givers and apply them to those top tiers of players who succeed, has a high rate of success in their missions. And that goes back to that reputation system where they'll know as you complete these missions, and they're going to have these tiers that ratchet up who can do what. And I think that's another way that you're going to be known in the game, and where you're going to be elite and known as this person is known specifically for this. And it's not just first-person shooting, but I think it's going to be in aspects of, I think Masuda Shinzo would like this, mechanics. If you have that knack, or you're that go-to guy, or that go-to woman that can repair things, or just have this certain skill of tweaking things. And I think we all will have the ability. It'll be open to us to do that. But I think there's going to be those elite players who can tweak things and maybe even spend their resources on these particular tools that can get things done. But I think you may earn a reputation for, okay, I need to take this engine to Masuda Shinzo, and he needs to fix this machine or fix this engine because he's good at it. So I think there's going to be aspects where we can all find our niche in the game and become known, not just in the community, but known in the game as this person will get this done, that person can get that done. And I'll bring it out on Spectrum. Spectrum Discord. People will have this listed, have these individuals listed by their call signs as to who can do what, who will be able to do what. And matter of fact, you may even it would be a great idea to advertise your services on these channels, and that so that people can find you out and get things done. Toys for Me 07. What is up, man? What's going on? Oh my gosh. Toys is in the house. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Toys for Me. I see your strategy. Toys for Me he says he's going to start out the game very static. But eventually he's going to get more dynamic in each mission as it tears up. And so Toys, what's going to be your go-to profession in the game? What are you looking to do? What's your motivation for the game as far as getting in and sticking to that one profession? He's just listening. Commander Hellfire, he loves his endeavor. He loves his endeavor. Man, he said he's going to get in his endeavor and head way out. Where? Toy says he gets things done pretty much, but he said it in a different way. He kills stuff. A merc. It's always good to have a merc just in case someone burns you on a deal and it doesn't go and the deal goes south. It's always great to have a good merc here and there that you can call to say, hey, I got a job for you to do. Oh man, anniversary sale. Commander Hellfire keeps talking about this. He's bringing up the anniversary sale. But Toys made a good point. As I was stressing Toys, I was stressing about cargo and how it's a backbone of how you can survive in the game, but not just survive, but thrive as well. But you make a good point that if you're good at your craft, it will pay for itself. So with that said, Toys, if you're that type of person who's really getting those contracts and then they start to see your success rate and that reputation follows behind it, so the two they go hand in hand, your success rate and your reputation, that means more people are going to come to you. Now, I think going forward, like you said, things tear up. Toys, they go higher. I think with that said, when you're talking about your rep, and you talk about your rate of success, I think as an entrepreneur in the game, as a potential entrepreneur, I think it would be in your best interest to either hire high-level AI or other people in the community who are good with their craft and get you an organization or a small unit that will do these types of jobs as the levels of difficulty ratchet up. You kind of set yourself up for more success, because I think with that said, success and reputation, you're going to get more and more jobs that's going to vary not only in its scope but also in its complexity. And failure, you know that old saying, failure is not an option, especially with that line of work of yours. That could be your first and your last failure, and then Toys on Me, the second, will be coming in and picking up where his dad left off and say, hey, I want to be a cargo hauler instead of a mercenary, because my dad, it was a point where it did not work for him. So yeah, with that said, I think it's all about that preparation in the game as things happen. I think you're going to have now Toys, you made a point about AI. You're going to have those encounters with other Black Op organizations or squads. So, I mean, your mission may take you to confront someone else who's good, just to see if you can make it happen. And you never know, Toys, that reputation, I think that's you may run into, and this is we're talking possibilities here in the game. With that said, here's a scenario. You have built up such a reputation that in the game you run up against rival mercs. This guy, you beat him to the punch, and sometimes I think he sees what you're doing and he wants to take you down, just for the fact that you get all the jobs. It could be something silly, something simple. You get all the jobs. So he's going to challenge you. You take him out and you say, wait a minute, I wonder why did this guy attack me for no reason? It could just be for that reason, your reputation and getting things done. It pretty much chokes him out from him doing his job. So with that said, you probably may find encounters where you're going to run into rivals, and it could be human, it can be AI. You don't know, but I think the system will look at that, look at your reputation, and you're kind of like a beacon out there for people to say, wow, if I can take him out, that will build up my reputation. It sounds like one of those movies, It sounds like a movie. But yeah, I think it would be in your best interest not to be solo, but to gather yourself around either high-level AI or high-level mercenaries to ensure that you will continue your success in the game. But it's interesting. I mean, I think Star Citizen has that potential going forward as the game matures, and it allows you to really get into what you're doing as far as your profession and that life. That profession becomes that life, that your life, and it will show in how you arm yourself, how you trick out your hangar. You start getting different ships based on your type of profession. It's going to be really, really, the potential is there to be really, really fulfilling and really in depth. Why do you hate the Idris, Commander Hellfire? Well, Toys, if you intend to fail spectacularly, I think you better start getting into more professions. So with that said, basically Toys is saying he's going to fail spectacularly, but he's always going to fall back on cargo. Welcome aboard, Cargo Hauler 07. Wow. See, Toys is an example. All of you guys, all you, man, you are examples of why this community is so awesome. It's so many passionate, smart people. I mean, and then all this talent comes together, and then it brings out this potential of not just this game, but it brings out the potential of this unheard community. And hearing you guys and interacting with you all, it's amazing it's amazing of what we have out here, and how really I'm just loving it and embracing this community right here. And I think this is why you see me, this fool right here on camera, just to express how proud of you guys. I mean, you're very smart, good spirited. You have this passion. we have this bond with this game, of this simple thing that we like right here, and how we all come together and just interact and have fun. But at the same time, we delve into this tech and just love it. It's so fulfilling. And I mean, it's a pleasure talking to you guys. I mean, it's fun. I'm telling you, it is fun just to interact, and that's the part that while we're still here. I think if this was any other game, and I can honestly say, I'd cut my losses and be done with it. And I can tell you that's the truth, CIG. If it wasn't for this community and the love, and then I give you guys credit to your passion and what you're doing, what you're trying to make happen, and trying to do something that's never been done before. And I think when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, we're all going to take lumps on this, but get it to where that potential, that dream was, and really make it happen. It's going to happen. But the devs, Evocati, the community, I mean, it all comes together. And it just, any other game, our focus would have been somewhere else. I'm telling you, it'd have been on Steam or the next indie game easily. But unbelievable. We've been here since, some of us as far as 2012 to 2013 forward. Here it is, almost 2018, and we're still here. Are you kidding me? We're still here. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, wow. Okay, Commander Hellfire. He wants to know why there is a media blackout with RSI right now. No Ben's Day, not a lot of CIG employees on social media. Oh, wow. That's a heavy loaded question, but why is there a blackout? If there is, why is there a blackout? I think it could be the fact that we don't have 3.0 yet, and I think they want to translate to the community to say that all of our resources are focused on 3.0, or it could be an all hands on deck situation where they're all heads down into getting this out to us, and whatever resources they can obtain, and I mean even Evocati, whatever resources they can obtain to say, I need any and everyone who's able to do whatever. Let's get this out here and let us get it to the PTU, at least to the PTU, and eventually to live. But as far as the information getting out there, I think they want to reel everyone in and refocus. And I think it also, not just 3.0, but I think because of the fact that 3.0 has taken some time, the estimate is way off. I think they want to, all the people, like, for example, like you said, Commander Hellfire, why don't we see Ben? Again, keep in mind, Ben is the director of ship. So guess what? Ben, no more interviews right now, because as soon as we are done with 3.0, I need you right now, as we're working on 3.0, right now, I need you grinding out the next concept ships for 3.3, maybe 3.1, 3.2, we're gonna need to give the community some extra when 3.0 comes out, some unexpected possibilities for maybe some ships. I need some concepts. So I need everybody grinding in to say 3.0, we're not going to kick out our feet up and pop champagne and say, okay, that's it. We want to set things up for 3.0, 3.1 and beyond right away, because this is not the stopping point, but just the beginning. So they want to have those preparations, especially what they're saying about the Delta patch. So there you go. That's my answer on that one, Commander Hellfire. I think that's why there's a media blackout. I think it's more of a media focus within CIG to start with, like you said, the production schedule is coming out. Keep in mind, they say once it goes live, they want to have all that stuff prepped out, and I think they may want to celebrate with the release of 3.0, maybe some more ships, or maybe concepts. So yeah, that's why they have a media blackout. And Toys R Me said, I think now they want to get a process down with the social media aspect of the devs and people reaching out and wanting to talk to them. And I think he makes a good point there, that I think it's a refocus, bringing in everyone and saying, okay, before we get out there on social media and that such, let's not get too distracted, and then maybe converse with Toast and make sure we say the right things out there and don't put the wrong things out there. Yep. It's about teaching the processes and being an ambassador for what they represent in toys. And especially now with the fact that we don't have 3.0 right now. And I think people are right now, they need to know as much as they can. They want to know exactly, because we're on the cusp of something big, of things turning around as far as getting in more backers. And then people saying, well, I'm not sure about the game. I want to get in it. Maybe not. But I'm thinking I'll get in it once we get 3.0. And they don't want to have any misconceptions and telling about this and that. So it's reeling everyone in and getting them on the same page where they are presently, and then and prepping them and getting them ready for what's going forward. But yeah, Toys, I agree. It's about knowing how to play ball. What was the info you sent me on text earlier about a secret backer? Ooh, good question. He seems okay, Commander. I think you can trust him. To a secret backer. Yeah. But going back, let's see. I wanna go back. Check this out. I don't want to go back to that this one where we I mean, I think this showing of the
one of the things that we were doing there was
I think the showing of the Art Corp, I thought I think that was I know some people have been a little disappointed maybe in one or two of the citizen cons we had, because they were expecting a lot. And put a positive spin on it, I think the hidden gem of this year's was that R Corp, the Area 18 they revealed as far as a demo, and I tell you, I really like that. I mean, it was. I talked about, you know, one of my pet peeves was seeing was wanting to see an area that was full of life or that had life in it and that was fully fleshed out and developed. And I think this kind of resonated on what I was looking for. Even though I asked for two things. I wanted to see, I actually asked for, back me up, Commander. I actually asked for Terra. And we all know that Terra is the gem of the soul system. It's the jewel or the pearl that was Earth. I mean, it's like it's the little brother of Earth, and it's the place where it's the creme de la creme of everything, and it's like Earth Prime in a way, but it's just called Terra. And I said that I wanted to see that in the next CitizenCon. And now that I saw this video or this demo of ArcCorp, and I realized, I said to myself, this is enough. This was enough right here to let me know that they're on the right track of trying to get this thing on back on its main course of where it should be as far as getting things fleshed out and developed. And I think I made a mistake by saying I wanted to see Terra, because it would have ruined it for me, because I would have seen Terra and said, oh, there's Terra. And then it's like, okay, what's next? ArcCorp, I think, was an enlightening surprise for me. I should say not enlightening, but a pleasant surprise for me. It was a subtle, pleasant surprise for me. And right here, where they capture just right between daylight and the evening, you have the best of both worlds in this, where you see the cityscape. You see just prior to the sun going down, and you can see how the city is going to be lit up with lights and such. So you have a nightlife that's going on in this area. And then the fact off in the horizon, you have Area 17. Yep, Area 17 in the distance. And I was like, man, I mean, it's a lot of space in here. I mean, not outer space, but just space for us to traverse and go through. And I can only imagine, because I think way back when they were talking about Terra, that they didn't have the tech to fill it all out. And I think Area 18 answered that question, or got it to the point where whatever hurdles they had as far as, building out the tech to cover planets or whatnot, Area 18 answered that. Oh no, Commander, stop that. Oh, Toy said, I like the sitcom demo. It did absolutely nothing for me, but it ran. Didn't crash and look good to new backers. Yeah, you got a good point right there, Toys. I think for new backers, I think immediately, their reaction was, what is that? Wait a minute, is that real? And it was designed correctly, Toys. I agree that it had potential to pull in people who did not know about Star Citizen and about what the game was about, and it brought about the curiosity, and not to some extent it actually brought it brought in some backers. But for me, it answered that question, that concern I had with Terra a year and a half ago, where they said, well, it's not possible. They have issues with them creating Terra, filling out and populating the areas. And again, I think there was a misquote or miscommunication that at first when we saw this, that it was relayed to us that everything is inhabitable. Yeah, there's the potential. Sean Tracy came and said, well, the potential is there. We can do it. But at the end of the day, would you really want to walk around all these buildings on the surface of the planet? So with that said, I think with that extra space that's out there, and here's another concern I had with this, and this opened my mind. I had a concern about the outpost and about how it was. What I want to say is, it was kind of like it's not really a home per se. It's because it could be raided. It doesn't feel safe or guarded or secured. And that was my only concern with the outpost. It's like, well, it's kind of nice that they have these outpost dwellings, but then you can't lock it, and then you're open to attack. You could be sitting there, next thing you know, you get raided and shot and killed. And that was my concern with the outpost. But with Area 18, I really see it's like shopping for a house or apartment, and you looking and say, I see myself in this space. I really want to live here. And I mean, that's the part of it. That's the exciting part of it, that the few of us can rent a tower or something, and we're all on different floors of the tower, and we can interact. You know, that was a thing that they said a while back about the hangar module, where you can invite your friends over and you're all hanging out, chilling in the hangar. And we all talk just as we are here, and then figure out what the hell we want to do as far as a mission in the game. And then we're just like, okay, let's go do this. And we pick out a ship, and we can go in one ship together, or we can all launch our own ships and fly together as a squad. And so this is perfect. I mean, man, imagine having an apartment, toys upstairs, Command Hellfire next door, and I mean, we're just like, okay, what do you guys want to do? You know, it's crazy. And that it really satisfied that concern that I had about the outpost and just being on these exotic type planets. It really gave me a sense of security to know that I can be in a civilized area or a location or city and just be comfortable and not worry about, okay, I got to fight for just I just got to fight for my shelter. You know, just pay your rent. You don't get kicked out. You know, just pay my rent, and I'm good. I don't have to worry about, okay, will my supplies be stolen, or I have to get in a firefight with someone. But now that we see ArcCorp Area 18, now I feel as though I can go out and go to the outpost and do what I need to do, as far as like, as you saw, like the hydroponics, for example. I think that kind of will relate to the medics, where you can grow certain herbs or plants and synthesize it, and then it becomes an EpiPen for sustaining your life. So it may only take maybe 15 to 30 minutes to actually see that stuff grow in the lab, and you synthesize it, and in a half an hour you know, have someone look out, or watch your back while you synthesize things, grow and synthesize things, and then once you're done, you leave the outpost and you're good. You know, I think so. Now it explains, with that said, with area ArcCorp and civilized areas and outposts, it really helps me understand what its potential is all about now, and I feel a lot comfortable with that gameplay in regards to the outpost. I have a home. I have a place I can go. I can always go back to and say this is home. Commander Hellfire, I want to live in the Oasis. Oh, he wants to be a beach bum. Yeah, yeah. Toys made a. Toys made a. I like his point. He said, "I think it's important CIG gets the game to a state where we can all get new blood in the game, and they don't have to keep hawking old backers for money." Yeah, that's a point well said, Toys. Because I think that's the frustration I think that sets in with between established. I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say old backers. You hear that, Commander? I'm not gonna say old backers. I'm gonna say established backers. We're talking about established backers who, I mean, really back this game to the extent of putting in a lot of money into this game, and then they see this process, and and like you said, Toys, it makes them roll their eyes and say, "Here we go again." I think it's this is good for new backers, and I think they portrayed they showed they gave us enough eye candy to the new backers to say, "Wow, I've never seen this before. I want this game." But I think 3.0 is it's the kiss and make up to the established backers to say, we want to get this out to you guys. And I tell you, man, again, I got to stress, if Evocati is really making a difference. I mean, without them, I think this would be a longer process, a more difficult road. I think they have a unique niche with this whole process, and that's the part I like about it being a Kickstarter, a backers game. This makes it so unique. Them putting their time and resources into making this happen. Yeah, I think 3.0 is going to be the makeup to all the elder statesmen who are backers, who've been on backing this and supporting this project since 2012. You know, I think that's this is the time now we can just say, okay, finally. But again, on CIG's part, unfortunately for them, they're going to have things ready for 3.1, 3.2, and all the downloads for it on. I mean, it's going to be a constant go until they get up to the extent where we have enough content, we can slow down, and then we can really think about making some things really unique in the game that's going to really push the backers, and you know, even with the AI, start tweaking the AI to make them even more intelligent, where you start to blur the line between AI and human. Even though you may say that person looks like that person, I know that's an AI, but then the way they react to things and how they intelligently do things, that it's you have to take a double take to say, okay, wow, that's really good AI right there. Okay, Commander, I think, are you out? 07, sir? He's going tubing, ladies and gentlemen. He's going tubing. Oh, the hard tubing. He's going to finish the hard tubing. It looks like Sandy sent a tweet, and she just mentioned that Chris Smith is adjusting lights on the Xi'an Scout. Beautiful ship, but it's a beautiful ship. That's all I can say. But I think with the Xi'an ship, I wanted to see. I think I wanted with that ship. What I really want is some more unique flight model involved with that ship. I mean, it looks alien, but I really want it to fly like an alien ship and do things unlike our ships as regards to how it physically flies. And I think that will really set it apart. I had a Xi'an at one point, and I melted it because it was just, for me, it didn't have the firepower, and it shouldn't because it was a scout ship, but I was expecting it to be a little more agile as well as faster. And I think they may refactor that. I think they should in regards of it being an alien ship, and it's a scout type ship. But that's just my opinion. So that's just my opinion. But that's the one thing right here with this video here, that they stressed that you have those hyper jumps. Well, I don't want to say hyper jump. I'm sorry, quantum jumps. When you have those quantum jumps from planet to planet, that it could be 8 to 10 minutes, and it's just like, wow, that distance from one planet to the next or neighboring planet, and it's that far where you make this jump. And imagine where you're doing multiple jumps. It's like, wow, really? And we're talking about 100+ systems. I mean, it's a lot of moving around. And I think in the game and having a full fleshed out system where it's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's going to be things where you're weeks into possibly missions or making cargo runs, and it's just going to be incremental moves of where you go as far as the planet. I mean, from jumping from planet, or should I say system to system. And I mean, you're talking anywhere from 8 to 14 planets in a system, in any given system. And just knowing that the planets are a tenth of the size of the Earth, of a real planet, and just knowing that you're on this surface, it's a lot. Really, it's a lot. It's just, I think they just need. I think going forward, they have to keep in mind that they're gonna have resources or software that will help to speed up things, because I think they want to, at the end of the day, have planets that have so much content on each planet that you can be on that one planet for a week or two just looking around and doing things and interacting on just one planet. So, wow. This is huge beyond huge. But I think with that said, I think they're going to have to find ways to create their content much faster in order to have this truly, truly finished and built out to where they had it in concept to say we have 100+ systems fully built out, all mission givers are there, and they evolve and they're always changing. And we go in and you're at a point where things are built out. You go in and you tweak the mission givers and modify it with a click of a button here or there. And I mean, it's just it's almost overwhelming as far as what its potential, what it can do. And again, what's cool is that as we get better with technology as we go forward in the next 2 to 3 years, they're constantly looking at our newer technology and how it can incorporate into the game and make it better. I think Intel got a taste of that and said, "Hey, wait a minute, we need to be involved in this because this is going to push our tech and make it better as well." I think this is one of the factory-based planets, and like again, Chris said that these are the early stages of this. So as we were looking at the demo, and I think right now to this day, this is the next tech and also the next steps that they're working on to really get this worked out. Especially you have bodies of water, and that was a thing for me. Something I wanted to have inside the game, being able to maybe whether it's your ship or a specialized ship that will allow you to explore under the water as well, and even have cities in the water. Water planets with imagine going underwater and there's cities underwater in areas that you can explore and creatures in the oceans. I don't think they're going to stop with just planet side.
A lot of stuff to the Precision Planet 10. The oceans have all been ported over to GPU, and ultimately, we're not doing it here, but they actually have to get low enough, you'll probably see its full wave simulation. When we get low enough, we want to have the thing where the wake from the ship creates waves. That's not it yet, but we will be doing that at some point. Yes. Well,
Okay, Commander. So, Commander, are we streaming on Thursday? Commander's quarters. Are we back?
We're away to Lawville, which is the main landing zone on Thursday. So,
I think we should shoot for Thursday at 7, chat. I'll be on one side of the room, Commander Hellfire on the other. And we're going to come back with Commander's quarters on Thursday at 7. And got some stuff to talk about. But also, keep in mind, we're going to... there's going to be a Bar Citizen this Saturday. Oh, another thing. Before that, Justice League comes out Friday, as well as the release of The Punisher, Netflix. It's coming out Friday as well. Tune into that. That's going to be pretty good. And I think another bit of news is that Amazon has acquired the rights to produce Lord of the Rings prequel TV series. Should be interesting.
just sort of beginning of fleshing out sort of the secondary locations and objects. We're going to
07, Commander.
big, macro vehicles that would be excavating the...
So, all right, chat. I think I'm going to call it a night here, and I think I'm going to hit this. I'm going to do this outro, courtesy of Commander Hellfire 07, and we're gonna come back and we'll be tuning in on Thursday at 7. Commander's quarters, ladies and gentlemen. So with that said, be safe out there in the verse, and we shall see you in it. Have a good night. 07, everyone.